Yo, it's Nahv, and today I got you guys with a Black Ops 6 movement guide. Now, this is probably the most requested video on my channel, and I'm literally going to be going over every single thing you need for Black Ops 6 movement. So let's get right into it. All right, so first things first, the settings. So going over the controller settings. First thing is button layout. I use bumper jumper tactical. I also play non-claw with paddles, so bumper jumper tactical works very well for me. You're pretty much just going to want to pick a button layout that you can be versatile with. And then coming down to the sensitivity, you want to pick a sensitivity that fits you. You don't want it too low. You don't want it too high. I play 1616, which is a pretty high sense. And then down here, you guys can copy these. And then my dead zone, I play 0-0 dead zone. This is so I can have max control over my right and left stick. Dead zone is really just personal preference. You can put it up to 5, you can put it to 3, you can put it to 1. It just depends what you want. And then come over to the movement settings, sprint assist. This is one of the most important settings in the game right now because this is your automatic tactical sprint. Now, yes, I know it's not called automatic tactical sprint, but they now call it sprint assist. And you want to make sure you select tactical sprint assist. A lot of people are confused about this. Usually it's on off, but I put it on tactical sprint assist. And then you want to make sure your sprint assist delay is on 0. This is so it automatically puts you into that tactical sprint. If you have it up, it's literally just going to give you a delay until you can get put into like your tactical sprint. And then you want to have these two settings enabled as well. This is going to activate like your Omni movement. You can move sideways and backwards. And then you guys can copy all these settings. And slide/dive behavior. This is a very important setting. You want to make sure this is on hybrid. What this is going to do is it's going to make it so you can slide and dive at the same time. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to tap to slide, but you're going to tap while holding sprint to dive. So hybrid is huge. You want to make sure you're playing hybrid. You need to get used to it, especially with the diving in Black Ops 6. And then you guys can just copy the rest of these settings as well. Along with my combat settings, you guys can copy these as well. All right, so getting started with the movement, we're going to start with Omni Movement. Now, you guys all know this is the new movement that they added to Black Ops 6. It's like a 360 movement where you can move backwards, sideways. You can pretty much just run in any direction instead of just running forward, which is really cool. I actually think this is an awesome addition. It gives us a lot more freedom with our movement. And then there's actually like a lot of combos you can do with the Omni Movement. What I like to do is like run up to something and then slide backwards, or I mean, even slide like to the left. You can honestly just throw off your opponent in so many different ways with Omni Movement. And honestly, I think this creates a skill gap, which is honestly something Call of Duty needed, especially after MW2 and MW3. But to master your Omni Movement is you have to master all the other techniques first. So starting with slide canceling, this is a very basic technique. Everyone should know how to do this, but if you don't, all you do is you run forward, or obviously with the Omni Movement, you can run all the way around, but you need to get used to the slide cancel first. So you just run forward, then crouch, and then jump. And you only press it once. I know in MW 2019 you press it twice, but you just want to press it once. So slide, then jump. And you guys will see the controller that I have on the right side, pressing the buttons. My crouch button is my right stick. My jump button is L1. So I'm going right stick, L1, right stick, L1. And that's how I slide cancel. It's very easy, but you want to make sure you get this mechanic down because this is the most useful mechanic in the game. Now, there is a couple variations to the slide cancel that you can do. You can do like a short slide. Pretty much I do this when I'm doing a little slide around the corner like that, pop up and shoot somebody. Or you can do a long slide where you just let it go for longer and then cancel it later. Pretty much I do this to camera somebody, either if I'm going through a door or if I'm going around like a longer corner. You usually use a long slide cancel to camera somebody. And then obviously with the addition of Omni Movement, you can literally slide in any direction. So you can slide sideways like this. You can go the other way. I mean, you can even go backwards. You want to make sure you get momentum because if your gun's not going like this to the side, you will get a dead slide. So like that, you'll get a dead slide. You can't even slide back. You got to make sure you get that momentum with your gun where it looks like it's going sideways or backwards or front. And then there's also another technique that you can do with the slide cancel, and it's called a slide drop shot. So pretty much all you do is you slide, but instead of canceling, you're going to do a drop shot. And if you don't know how to do a drop shot, all you do is hold down your right stick and aim in. So we're going to slide and then hold down your right stick and aim in. And as you can see, it puts you in like a little Omni Movement stance where you're looking back. And this is like a really fast drop shot. Drop shotting actually isn't that good in this game. Like just a normal drop shot, it's not that good. But this slide drop shot, it's so fast, your enemy like can't even track you, and it throws them off a lot. You just slide, drop shot, and it's really fast. You're already on the ground. And I mean, this is a really good technique. You really need to learn this, especially after getting the slide cancel down. Just slide, drop shot. And I mean, you're going to get a lot of kills doing this. And now something to go along with sliding, you could do like a slide into an ADS. which is pretty much just a slide cancel, but towards the end you ADS. So you do a slide into an ADS like that. And then to go along with this as well, you need to make sure you have good centering, which let's go over what centering is real quick. It's pretty much where your crosshair is centered on somewhere that you think someone would be at. So for example, let's say somebody's in this corner. Usually they've been there the entire game. You could slide around this corner, but make sure you're centered on that corner whenever you're sliding around. So do a slide into an ADS around that. And as you can see, I'm fully centered on that corner. So if I'm sliding like this, I don't have to flick over here and risking a chance to die in this fight. Instead, I'm sliding ADS and I'm centered on that corner so I can start pre-firing or even just shoot right as I see him. Now, the next thing is dolphin diving. Dolphin diving is huge in this game. If you guys didn't know, the past 2 CODs, dolphin diving really was just useless. You couldn't shoot midair, but in this game, you actually can. You can shoot midair. You can move sideways. You can literally do anything with dolphin diving. I really like this addition. Obviously, it's adding more movements, adding more freedom to the movement. And the best way to use the dolphin dive is dolphin diving actually off of like high places. So if, let's say you dolphin dive off this truck, I mean, you get a lot of momentum. It shoots you all the way from there to over here. And I mean, you're making so much space. I mean, switch it up, use the slide cancel, use the dolphin dive. It really just comes down to game knowledge and what you think is the best thing to do in a situation. Now that they actually changed the dive, you can actually use the dive and the slide cancel. I mean, you have way more options to throw off your enemy now. Now, the next thing is snaking, and this has been pretty overpowered in the last couple of CODs. It's just like a prone run type of thing when you're behind something and they can barely see your head. So if you're behind this, you just prone all the way down and run forward and backwards like this. And it pretty much just makes it so you can barely see your head. You can get peeks on it. You can get information. You get little shots off. And I mean, you'll see a lot of the pros do this. And I mean, you should definitely learn this because it's very useful. Now that we got through all of that, we're going to pretty much learn how to redirect and then put all the combos together. So what redirecting is going one way, but then redirecting yourself the other way. So pretty much you just slide at someone, shoot them, and then redirect yourself the other way. I mean, you got to flick your camera so that you get momentum off of it. Because if you don't get momentum, you're just going to go like that, which obviously isn't as useful as this. And then obviously you can use redirecting in other ways. I mean, just as running back and forth like this. And just redirecting your movement so you're harder to shoot. And I mean, that's pretty much the science behind why 360 and do like all the spins. It genuinely makes you harder to shoot rather than just running straight. So yes, the 360, the spins, it's actually useful. And now another technique that I'm going to show you guys that's, I mean, it's pretty simple, but it can also be pretty hard because you do have to use this technique right or you will get yourself killed, is door bashing. Now, this is like the best way to get out of a fight that you don't want to take. And it's pretty much just like playing around with the doors. So, I mean, you could literally run through a door, turn around, close it, and then go through and then break someone's camera. You guys probably see me do that a lot in my videos. It's a really good technique. And it really throws off your opponent. But I mean, there's multiple ways to use the door. Another way I like to use it is getting away from fights. If I bash it open, turn around, close it, and then run out. Or maybe I'll bash it, close it, wait for them to run through, and then go back. And then another thing I'm going to show you guys is left-right movement. I will say you do need to have a high sensitivity to do this because you're going to be flicking your joystick from left to right like this. And this is pretty much just to like throw off your enemy. Your enemy will literally be shooting everywhere, trying to hit you. You look so fast whenever you do this left right. You've probably seen me do it a couple times to people, but it's also very useful to get away from engagements as well, especially in Warzone if you're getting like gunned from like a mountain. If you start going left right, adding some slide cancels in there, some spins, it's really going to help you get away from fights especially. And now for some of the combos that I like to do, I'm just going to show you guys some of my favorite combos. One of the new combos that I like to do that comes with the new movement is I like sliding behind cover, but then dolphin diving out. It throws off your enemy completely. Pretty much all you do is slide behind something, but then dolphin dive out like that. And as you can see, it creates a lot of space between you and what you just slid behind. And I mean, they're not going to expect that. And then obviously the technique that I showed you before, the Nahv switcheroo, where you shoot somebody and redirect. And then probably the most difficult combo that I do is a 360 slide cancel into a redirect. So to do this, you have to do a 360 in the middle of your slide cancel and keep the momentum going so that you can redirect to the left, but then also do a jump to the right. So yes, I know it sounds complicated, but I'm going to break it down pretty much for you. This is what it is. You just do a 360 slide cancel redirect to the right like that. I mean, I can break it down as best as possible for you guys. I literally just run, slide cancel, and when I get to like this point in my 360 slide cancel, I run to the left a little bit, but then I redirect to the right like that. And yes, I know it's difficult. You're probably gonna have to go into a custom game to get it down. And then I also like doing like a little jump peek where you slide behind cover, but then jump out of the cover. And it's kind of like what you do there, but instead of dolphin diving, you just do a jump. And this will also throw off your enemy as well. And then I know you guys are going to ask about why whine. You always do. So I'm going to teach you pretty much how I do it. All you do is you double tap the switch weapon button. So mine is triangle. When you're running, you just double tap it like this. And let's say you mess up, you're going to switch guns. So you have to do it fast and you have to learn the timing. If you don't, again, you're just going to switch weapons. And I will say why whine does not give you any advantage. It's really just a flashy look. And for me, it's a habit. But if you do want to do this, you will get this down and it'll pretty much just be muscle memory for you. But I mean, that is pretty much it for the movement guide. You guys can just go in a custom game, learn everything I taught you. You could practice your Omni movement where you could slide backwards, sideways, dolphin dive the other way. I mean, there's just so much you can do now. So I would recommend going a custom game, even putting bots in, and then learning all the movement and then going into public matches. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy. And if this video did help you guys, let me know down in the comments below. And also, if you have any questions, again, comment them down below. I will be responding to every comment on this video. Anyways, I love y'all. Peace.